Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles in Minutes, and today's video is where do you fall on the emotional scale? I don't know if you've ever heard the emotional scale before, but it's rated from 1 through 22 of emotions, and the theory goes you can't jump from depression to joy and happiness typically overnight. You have to work your way up through the different levels and understand your emotional psychology. And there's a negative side, there's a neutral or not really anything, finally contentment, and then move up into love, which is the highest thing. Why is this important? Well, today there's a lot of misunderstanding of the way love works, and love is the highest responsibility of all of the emotional caveats to have in this world, and it only comes through certain things. So let's go over the scale. So what you see here at the top is love. You can't see. Then there's I'm going to read them: passion, enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness, positive expectation, optimism. Okay, and you can start to see these on the scale. Okay, let's go down here to the bottom of the scale. Okay, and we have blame, discouragement, anger, hatred, revenge, jealousy. And at the bottom is the victim, the powerless person. I'm just a victim. Poor me. What's the victim? Fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. Above that's insecurity, guilt, and unworthiness. Here's the problem I have with some of the memes being parroted today to people. First of all, I have 3 daughters. And I never taught my daughters that they're inferior beings. I don't see my daughters as being inferior just because they're women. I never talk to them like that. Why would I? I don't believe that about them. I believe that they're women, and women have their strengths in being a woman. I'm a man's strengths in being a man. So I never started out with them having a victim mentality. I always believed in them, and then my job as a father is to mine the gold, pull out the beauty that's in them. I always point to their inner beauty, by the way, and not just let them rely on their exterior beauty. Because even if you're a guy, if you're just strong and muscular and all that, and you look good, and you only focus on that, well, what happens if you get in a car accident, you get ugly? Guess what happens to your self-worth? Collapses overnight. Same thing with my daughters. They are beautiful girls, but I don't teach them all about just the exterior beauty. I teach them to build their interior beauty. What's beautiful about you on the inside? How about develop your personality? What is it that's wonderful about you? You like to paint. Great, paint. I like to ride horses. Great, ride horses. I like to learn languages. Great, learn languages. Whatever is the inner beauty, my job as a father is to mine that out or pull that out. And the mother's job is that too, is pull that out of them. So let's get into those emotional scales. So on the negative side, okay, let me see, Bloom. I think number 8 is boredom, okay? And if you start looking below that, you can see how you start going down the scales into deeper stages. Why is this relevant? Why is this germane? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because we have more kids that have addictions than ever before. We have the highest suicide rate as ever before than ever, and depression and anxiety. We didn't create better kids. And the philosophy that was parroted out to them and told this is the way you parent children is you give them everything, you protect them, and you don't let them become their best self. So you know what happens? They never develop confidence. Inner faith or inner belief in self. The only way you develop true confidence is by competence. I did something I've never done before. Wow, I can't believe I did that. Look at me. So this is the way, the path to love is the path of responsibility. Being personally responsible for your life at a 100%. The path to love, joy, and happiness is work. Got to do the work. Work on yourself. And discipline. What's discipline? Discipline means you do what needs to be done even though you don't feel like it. When I played ball, I had to be disciplined. It's hot. It's 95 degrees outside. It's the middle of August. We have maybe 3 practices today, and we're going to run and beat on each other. Well, the easier thing to do is go jump in the pool and sit in the air conditioning. But if I want to play and be a starter, I got to do what I don't want to do, and somehow find a way to enjoy the pain and discomfort that I'm in. That requires my own psychology to do that. See, if I can start taking the narrative I have in my head at this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, to I can't wait to be the best player on Friday night. See, I can change how I talk to myself, which changes how I feel about this event, and I could change the meaning of the event, and I could take a negative, or the way I was viewing it as negative, or this discomfort, and turn it to a positive. That's called alchemist. You turn lead into gold. You turn lemons into lemonade. You turn water into wine. Because if you just give things to people, like trophies, what it does is it devalues. They don't value anything. They don't value themselves, and they don't value you. It's called they don't respect anything. So what's missing to have love? You have to have respect. Without respect, you can't have love. That's what Machiavelli said in his book, The Prince. Question was asked, and I'm not saying be terse, but they asked Machiavelli this. Would you rather have the people love you or fear you? That was the question. And a lot of people say, oh, I want them to love me. But here's the problem when people love you. That's just Joe. He won't mind. He loves me. He'll let me get away with anything. So if you give people an inch, they'll take a mile. It's human nature. We all do it. I'm not saying a healthy fear, that they have respect. They have respect for my personhood. You have respect for my property. I give you some of my property. You should take care of it because it's not yours. That's called respect. Can you respect yourself? So when you respect yourself, you love yourself. So if we look at what's going on in society today, when people are stuck in the victim narrative, what happens is you're going to be depressed the rest of your life. How do you escape? Blame somebody. It's the government. It's the president. It's rich white people. It's somebody. Someone's got to take the blame. What's missing is responsibility. So if you can't be responsible for it, then who can change it? Nobody. Because only you can change it. If you can't be responsible for yourself and your life, how's your life get better? Is mom going to come fix it for you? What happens when mom dies? Is the government responsible for your life? I don't think so. This is the problem with this narrative. But what people aren't doing is finding good mentors who really do care about you and help pull out the best in you. Maybe you can't find them at school. Go find someone who is successful. What is it you want in life? Find that person. So I'm going to kind of share with you my parenting experience. So grew up, my kids were growing up in a very, very nice area. They had no want for anything. And their attitudes weren't really good, and I started to become concerned about that. And, they were kind of disrespectful. They not kind of disrespectful, they were disrespectful. So it was a time that my oldest daughter wanted a car. It's like, Dad, I want a car, 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 I want a car. I'm like, I got it. I need. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, I'll sell you my old car. I sold it, I had it paid off. It had a lot of miles on it. I had it paid off, and I said, I'll sell it to you for XYZ. And I said, you're responsible for the gas, you're responsible for the insurance, you're responsible for the upkeep on the car. You get a flat tire, it's not my problem. Now, I'll teach you how to fix a flat, but eventually if you have a flat, you're going to need to learn how to fix your own flat. Because you can't call me all the time to come and fix your flat tire. What if I'm in California? What if I'm somewhere else? You're shit out of luck. See, that always leaves the child in fear. But if they know how to take care of themselves, they're no longer afraid of anything. See, I know how to do it. That's called competence. So, let me explain what's happened to my daughter. Was kind of sad for a while, angry, and kind of arrogant, it's teenage years. It's what it is. It's teenagers, Just not a bad kid, just teenage years. What did I give her? I gave her responsibility. I had her work. She had to put in the work and be responsible for the car. She had to take care of the car. All bills you have to take care of. You're responsible for the car. There is no safety net here. It's all on you. What that does is she stops the umbilical cord. And I get to keep money in my pocket because I'm going broke over here. She then started to grow and grow and grow. And you know what happened to her attitude? Surprisingly, she became a lot happier. She found out she was a lot more confident in herself, that she could do things. She felt good to have her own money in her pocket. She goes, you know what, that's my money. I earned it. She had to develop her personality. She started waiting tables. So here's this somewhat shy kid. She had to learn how to deal with people. Guess where you make the most money in the world? Not from having high book intelligence or having the best intellectual quotient. It's the people who know how to deal with other people do the best. So when she became a waitress, she had to like, hi, how are you? She had to develop her memory. So you had this and this and this. She had to be out there expressing herself. She had to learn how to express herself. She had to say hi. She had to greet people. How are you? She had to deal with people's bullshit. I have a complaint. I have a complaint. I have a complaint. Oh, let me handle that for you. She had to develop all these human relational skills. She earned the money. She had to take care of the car. Her last car died, and she just bought a new car at 20 years old. 20 years old. My oldest daughter is paying for her own apartment, going to school full time, and bought an Acura in her own name. It's not brand new. It's 2014, but that's pretty damn good for 20 years old. I said, and she was dating some guys that weren't really that great. I didn't really care for them. I can usually tell. I just ask them a couple questions, just watch them. I know what kind of person they are in a few minutes. She wound up meeting a guy that treats her well. So today we had lunch together, and she showed me a necklace that he gave her. They did a run together. She didn't run. I was very proud of her. She ran a 3K in like 17 minutes. She averaged at 5.15 miles. Like, that's awesome. But anyway, they had a picture taken after the run. For Christmas, this man who dates my daughter had that picture inscribed on a necklace. He also told her when we first went out, he quoted the song, I'm only one phone call away. He had inscribed on the back of the necklace. He gave that to her for Christmas. When my daughter showed me that today, I almost cried. She told me she did cry when she got it. Here's someone who's so thoughtful and loving towards my daughter, that cares about her. But if she didn't learn how to care for herself, she could never accept that kind of love from somebody else, because she would think she's not worth it. She's not worthy. But since she knew how to care for herself, love herself, take care of herself, be responsible for herself, she now believes she's worthy of that kind of love. And the peace, love, joy, and happiness. See, the top of the scale is joy, appreciation, love. See, when you work for things and take care of it, you learn how to appreciate them. So now you learn how to appreciate other people. Funny how that works. You learn it through responsibility, work, discipline. It's the only way out. Blaming, jealousy, revenge, hatred, destruction, and being angry, guess where it keeps you? More depressed. Because then you feel bad about yourself. More angry, more sad. And the sad thing is, today a lot of kids kill themselves over that bullshit. I hate the victim narrative because it destroys people's lives. You're telling them they are worthless and they can't improve their lives. Like, I don't know how to help myself. Really? Last time I checked, human beings are very intelligent beings. Please, bring back the dignity and respect to another human being. I don't like talking down to any race or any culture or any creed, and not women either. I never saw them as a victim. I always believed they were very intelligent people. The same thing I believe about every race and every human being. We are very intelligent creatures. We have wonderful brains, and if people teach us how to use them correctly, the world is yours. Dr. Wood, have a good one.